Hey, then you get some
well then.
From beyond the grave, who would have known?
Yeah. Wandering hands. I tell you what, he's no better than that Len Fairclough, you know.
Oh!
I mean, that joke is so old. When I was at school, you know what I mean? We used to go, "Who's this?" Yeah. And we go, "Oh, I don't know." They go, "Oh, Len Fairclough swimming." So anyway, to anybody out there who's interested in watching, this is Motovlogger Madness, I think. And yeah, we're just here to have a laugh. So Q&A is open. If you want to ask some Q&A, some questions, jump onto Google Plus through there and fire away. So I'm not going to ask you if you've got any topics, but if you've got any, just come up with them. Meanwhile, who we're going to talk about? What we're going to talk about?
I've got a topic.
Have you?
Oh, I've got feedback again as well.
That's serves yourself right for having a topic.
My topic was one bike or two.
Good topic. Keith, you're first on my list.
Well, I've got 2 bikes, so I'm going to say 2 bikes.
You're going to do, even though you're talking about selling one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I would sell it, but I'd still get another bike, so I still have 2.
Yeah, but you ride the SV all the time.
I'd ride the Kawasaki more than I ride the SV at the minute.
Yeah?
Although, having said that, the Kawasaki's off the road as well. Because I've got no bikes at the minute.
What?
I'm not riding any bikes. I'm a bit depressed.
It does sort of explain why you've been driving the missus's car.
Yeah.
It also explains all the talk about walking holidays.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, I've only been off them for a day and I'm depressed already. I've got a problem with the rear drum brake on the Kawasaki. The arm's just not returning, so I think the spring's sticking inside it. So I need to have a sort of that out, to be honest.
Soak it in WD, mate. The whole lot, the whole bike.
Yeah. But going back to Richard's question, I would still advocate 2 bikes, you know. But in obviously Richard's case, without going into any details, he's got to make he's got a choice really. Which one do you get rid of? You know?
Well,
It's a hard one.
The XJ6 is going.
Oh, is it? Right.
Oh,
yeah, that is going.
That's it. No way about it. The XJ6 is going. I have to say,
dead as well.
I was going to say, I have to say, I agree purely because it's the smallest CC. But anyway, over to you, Richard. Or would you rather come last? Floppy seconds, okay.
There's a first for everything.
You don't want to come last. That's too messy, mate.
Oh my God.
I'm just raising it because I'm considering the idea of getting rid of the Z750R and freeing up some space in the garage, which, to be fair, I'd probably fill with a bike. But I'm thinking about maybe getting a project rather than buying a runner.
A rat bike?
Not so much. My mouse, maybe.
Oh, sorry, I mispronounced it. A bat bike.
Ah, has anybody ratted a Grom yet?
It's bound to have been done. Somebody's bound to have come off one and damaged it enough to be able to say, "I'll rat it."
What about a rat? I could do a ratted Grom trike with an extended swing arm.
Well, that'd be different, wouldn't it?
It would.
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Oh, just while we're in between things, well, we're not in between, but I'm just going to jump across because it's fairly prevalent, and it's Epcat Harley's in the Q&A, and he's just like to say, "Hi all, I'd just like to say bugger for no apparent reason." So, well said, that's what I say, that man.
Yeah, it's good speech there.
Yeah.
I've got a question for Epcat Harley, which is slightly off the wall. So I apologise in advance for butting in. But if you could just stick in the Q&A, are you bringing the pistols or am I?
Now, hold on a minute. Just before you get into this, I have been sort of not inadvertently asked by a third party that I might have to adjudicate on this, because somebody, and I won't say who, but it's not too far away, did actually say that I'm not sure that calm biker could be trusted. He'd probably turn around and fire before he'd done all his steps.
I think Skeggy, that was me who put that.
It was.
I'm just applying logic and reason to the problem. Why walk away when you can get a perfectly good point-blank shot in the back?
Yeah, you got a good point there, I suppose. Oh dear. I don't know. Anyway, have you finished on that subject? I doubt it very much.
On the guns or the?
No. The two bikes, 2 or 1.
No, I'm just opening it up for people to say their views, because I really don't know.
Okay.
Having
Andy.
2 bikes has come in useful when I had a puncher.
Yes. Yeah.
But aside from that, it was just it's just swapping.
Just sat there.
To be fair, when I got a puncher, I had to use Emma's bike. You know, and it's a lovely little thing, but having to go to a 125 to run uptown, it's not quite the same, is it? It's not quite the same.
The intention, when I got that Kawasaki, the intention was just to use it in winter, but I'll be honest with you, I've ridden it through the summer as well, for work anyway, you know, and left the SV for the weekend. So I've enjoyed having 2 bikes. It's been quite nice.
I've never done it. You know, I've never had 2 bikes at the same time. I mean, I've bloody hell, I've had like 7 bikes at one time, but I've only ever had 1 bike that I've used. The others have been for sale or in restoration or whatever. So personally, myself, I'd like 2 bikes, but purely for various different reasons. Punctures, a different type of ride out, a blast as opposed to a cruise, you know, various different reasons. But I mean, Andy, you've got 3, haven't you?
I've got 3, yeah, but at the moment I'm only down to 1 because I still haven't mended the puncher in the ZZR yet. And yesterday I was nearly down to none because I had to get that bloody Harley MOT'd, and I've only got a little tiny number plate on the back, as you know. And he did say to me, "Bring it in. You've got one, haven't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And I took it in, and when I picked it up, he said, "I don't know." He said, "I nearly failed it." I said, "Why is that?" He says, "Too bloody loud." And I went, "What do you mean?" He said, "The bike's far too loud, mate." I said, "Well, you know, I was at Vincent Hines pipes." I said, "You know, you can buy them anyway. You put them on the bike." I said, "They're not add-ons. They're actually bolted to the bike. They're part of an integral part of the bike." He said, "I know that." He said, "But they're too loud." But he did pass it. Yeah, he did pass it.
Apparently, there is no fail. Van Sign's pipes are nice pipes, but there is no fail. It's down to the individual MOT.
He actually said to me, he actually said to me, "When you leave the MOT station, will you please not rev too much?" Just
and I bet he also said, "As far as I'm concerned, when I MOT'd the bike, the original pipes were on it."
Exactly what he said. He said that. He said, he said that, and he actually said to me, "Why don't you put the originals back on?" I said, "I don't think so, mate." And he said, "I don't know how you haven't been pulled up." I said, "Well, I've had the bike a year with that number plate and these exhausts." I said, "And nobody's ever fucking told me anything. I've never been." He said, "But," he said, "if you get pulled up on that number plate, you're looking at 60 quid and 3 points."
If you get pulled up on one thing, they will go round and generally pick fault with all sorts of things. But you've got to have a copper in a bad mood. You know, most of the times, so long as you're doing nothing else wrong riding-wise, then they'll just leave you alone. It's not worth their hassle. You know, it's just like they won't even pull you for a tinted visor unless there's something else sort of they look at. If they see a tinted visor and loud pipes and a small number plate, then they might go, "Okay, you're pushing your luck a bit." You know, so okay, I've got a small number plate, loud pipes, and a tinted visor. Right, okay, I'll take my chances.
He did say to me, he said, "You wear a backpack." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You really should just get a new number plate for a tenner, the standard size, and stick it in there. If you get stopped, you go, 'Yeah, I've got it in my back here,' and then you can just put it straight on." He said, "That usually, you know."
I was told that once before, literally, just carry it with you. and sort of say, "Oh bloody hell, I'm sorry, I've been to a show. I thought I'd changed it back. I forgot. I got talking." You know, and generally they'll be all right. And you can normally change one at side at road, can't you?
Yeah, it's only screws.
Well, Q&A is building up a little bit, so I'm just going to refer to the pistols at dawn job. And Epcat Harley says the pistols were delivered today, and he shall be bringing them.
Oh.
I'm really hoping it wasn't the pink ones.
Oh. Are they a different velocity, or?
There were two types of pistols that he suggested. One was an old-fashioned pistol, like a flintlock, and the other one was rather manly in shape, if you know what I mean.
But,
it had two barrels, but the wrong end.
No, say.
One long barrel, two round ones.
You sort of just prod each other with them sort?
I think they take a bit of warming up.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing you want. You don't want shooting at close range with that, do you?
It's shot in the back.
Shoot.
Yes, those ones don't have a trigger mechanism. They're pump action.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think flintlocks are going to have to be out of it. You've got to bear in mind, of course, he does live closer to Cat than you do.
Oh, that's yes, but if he's bringing the weapons, I get to choose which one I use, don't I?
Well, that's a good point.
I have seen 1980s costume dramas. I know the rules.
Are you supplying the big frilly sleeves?
I shall be wearing them anyway. I always wear them.
I say, you dandy.
I always have my frillies on under my leathers, you know.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he's a cad. A cad and a bounder.
That's what started it all.
Cad biker, indeed, yes.
You should have settled it. You should have settled it man to man, like me and Epcat Harley did when we was at Parsons Drove there.
Yes, have you seen the size of him and the size of me? I'd be like this. Hey, but stop hitting me in the knee.
Damn you! Oh, lining up 550s in the Q&A. He says, how's everyone doing tonight? Well, we're doing all right, mate.
Yes, mate.
You're welcome to jump in if you want. We've got Lone Wolf Rider, Gav. My V5 has DB level at 5,000 RPM, so they could fail it if it doesn't meet it. Oh, I didn't know that they'd started putting the decibel levels on the V5s.
I'll tell you what he did say to me as well. I don't know. Well, that's true because he told me. He said that all MOT examiners are all going on new courses. He's going on one. He's going on one today and tomorrow, and all bike examiners and car examiners have got to go on this new course because there's lots of new regulations coming in or something, and they've all got to be retested so they can do their MOTs in a different way.
Ah.
So I don't know if the government's going to make it even harder, or there's new EC regulations coming in. I don't know, but they've all got to be retested or go on courses.
They say bugger.
Just looking at my V5, and it has sound level stationary at 5,000 revs, 96 decibels. Yeah, it used to be that. And it has a drive-by volume as well. Again, back to the pistols.
Yeah, well, I don't think a pistol's no good on a drive-by. You need a submachine gun, really.
All right, okay then. To be honest, at the minute it sounds a bit like that. I went to so I had Kev down over the weekend.
Yes.
Or across.
You dirty bugger.
And on the way back, I rode down to Squires with him for a coffee before sending one his way, making sure he was out of Yorkshire, you know. And we pulled in, and there were two coppers there, just stood at the end. Obviously, they're checking out bikes and everything. So it's kind of, we've all been to Squires, I think, apart from Andy probably hasn't.
Yeah, I've never been.
As you go in from the north, there's a little dip down under a railway bridge or some sort of bridge. And every time I go through it, it's vroom, you know, give it a bit of a rev. But now the bike at the minute, I don't know how I've achieved it, but I'm very proud of myself. It gives a little spit of blue flame and a big loud pop, and nice bit of revs as I went under the bridge. And then you get there, and there's these two coppers looking at me like as I ride past. So I right around the car park, parked at the other side. I just went, I think just in case they check. So took the seat off, got the baffle out, stuck the baffle in the exhaust. Didn't have replies from me because Lisa, I was going to say boredom, but took them back is actually the right thing.
The pink handle ones.
No, but the really fine ones that got into there's like a circlip that holds the baffle in. So I put that in and I thought that'll be all right. Had a coffee. And we headed off afterwards. And I'd said to Kev, I must remember to take the baffle out again at some point. Otherwise I'll lose it on the road.
Was Kev behind you?
Kev was behind me, yeah. He saw it go ping! But I think I've actually achieved something now. One is, I can say with all honesty, I'm sorry, Mr. Officer, it must have fallen out.
Been blown out.
Yeah, it fell out, and now it's under my seat. And now, because it's all scuffed up, it actually looks like it's fallen out. Because it has.
Yeah. To be fair, I shot one into a car's bumper. And he hit the brakes immediately, and so did I. And I sort of got out and said, I'm really sorry. I said, my baffles came out. And he didn't actually get out of his car. And he says, is everything all right? And I went, yeah. I says, luckily, it looks like it hit the edge of your tyre, sort of thing. You know, because it hit the front of his car and shot off into the middle of the road. And of course, like a twat, panicking, goes over, picks up this baffle, which is red hot. So he chucks it in the grass, then rolls it in damp grass and put it in the bike. Not in the bike, not in the pipe. In the toolbox thing. And sort of quickly set off to the bike shop, thinking, I hope he doesn't pull over and check that, or take my license plate and check his front bumper, because there was a nice, like, semicircular melted mark in his plastic bumper where it had hit it. Rather a fair old bit of heat. Got a couple of questions coming in. One from Susnet first. He says, didn't realise this was happening. Like, was it a last minute thing, Skeggy? Yes, it is, mate. It was. We thought Weggy or Dave was doing it, or my UK won, and Dave is not very well, and Weggy's at work. So we then deliberated as to who was going to have a go, and I fumbled about slightly less than Keith.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that, yeah. Yeah. So, it was pretty impromptu. Mm-hmm. And then Red Grandy says, my Triumph has a DB rate stamped on the VIN plate. Oh, I don't like that idea. You don't always carry your V5 with you, but your VIN plate you do.
Yeah, mine's on that plate as well. I think that's on all new bikes, I think.
Yeah, thank God I ain't got a new bike. I mean, saying that, it's 2007, but I've never looked. I've never looked to see. I don't even know where my V5 is. Yeah.
He did say, Skeggy, if you've got any appliance in your house, like a microwave, on the back of the microwave, if you look, there's a little plate, a little thing saying the BS whatever rating. If you take that off and stick that on your exhaust, they can't fail it.
Oh, mine only says only suitable for warming up coffee.
I didn't get that bit, but he said about these stamps you can get that you can put on your exhaust and they can't fail it. That's got the BS something pretty standard on it.
I'm good at talking BS.
I was quite impressed with Danny's on his Triumph TT, where he'd got a different cannon. It said not for road use or only for race use, something like that. So he had a little stainless steel plate made with a Triumph logo and just stuck it on the top. A bit of Heraldite on there. Problem solved.
I must admit, my last exhaust pipe on the other bike, that had, there was Highway Oaks slash guts, and it was just a straight through pipe. And it was small writing, and it said, not for road use. But it was right down underneath the pipe. You would have had to got down on your hands and knees and had a look underneath it. So I thought, well, they're fairly well designed, aren't they?
Mm.
You know, but they had made sure that the British standards kite mark and everything like that was quite clearly in show. I'm assuming the British standards just said that they was made well. It didn't say that they was made quiet.
When I first got my ZZR, the Outback Provics on there were just heads written around the 8 rim, racetrack use only. And when I took to the MOT, I said, "Are these all right?" He said, "No." He said, "Take it home, get a Breville, you know, these little drill things."
Breville, just backtracking.
And he said, "And just take it off." And I did. Yeah. Took it back, and he passed it straight away.
Just because we've got watches, Andy, I feel I must correct you. A Breville is what you do a sandwich toast.
What are them things? Them little drill things.
Yeah, that's a Dremel.
Dremel, is it? Okay. I had full Suffolk, by the way.
I picture you going back with a couple of toasted sandwiches, one down each pipe. There you go, mate. That's it now.
Well, I nearly got that, didn't I? So he had to do that, and he just passed it straight away. He said, "As long as it's off, I don't care." If I put it on, he said, "I can't pass it."
I'm surprised there's only 4 of us tonight. Where is everybody? The thing is, I've only put the invite in Skype in the Hangout bunch. So if anybody does require a link, just send me a message and we'll see what I can do. Skeggy Cruiser on Skype. You know who I am. I think I know who you are. Ride outs. We've got 2 ride outs to discuss this weekend. Two of us are going on one, and 2 of us are going on the other, and I'm open to go on both. Hoping to.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a problem at the moment with the dickhead that's bought my Deleca. You know, the 4x4 MPV I've got on the front. He was supposed to have picked it up Sunday, and then the Sunday before that, and he still hasn't picked it up. So I'm having problems. So I may have to sort some concrete boots out for him.
You have been warned.
Yep. Me and Captain Morgan are coming your way, pal, I tell you. Well, by the way, we don't normally do advertising, but if Captain Morgan wants to send me some, you know, more than happy to do so. Any of you lads want anything?
I find Akrapovic very interesting.
Okay.
Very expensive as well.
Yeah, well, Skeggy's going to get me a pair for free.
If I get an Akrapovic, maybe you can have it because it looks silly on my bike. Would. I tell you what, I mean, I must admit, I'm pleased when Grandy put that little DB thing on the VIN plate because I really didn't know.
It's worth knowing about, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Although I must admit, in most police situations, busted my face, I've normally got away quite well by going, I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know.
I'll put it back.
Oh, I don't know. I'm Shaggy. I have no idea. No, as far as I'm concerned, the noisier the better. It does make it, you know, when we arrange these early morning ride outs, and you think, right, okay, so the meeting at 9, and I've got a 2-hour ride to get there.
Yeah.
You know, and you think, shit, Sunday morning I've got to go out at 7 o'clock. Oh. I'll just crack the bike up. Oh.
I was thinking to myself now, which is the one that's going to be, you know, the longest in terms of time for the whole day? And I thought it was going to be Richards, but bear in mind when I realised it's 2.5 hours to the King's Lynn, so that's 5 hours there and back. Then bloody right, it's almost as long as Richards.
You want to try riding from here to fucking Glossop, mate?
I know.
8.5 hours I rode that day.
I do.
I'll tell you what, Skeggy, you know, sometimes you go to these places like Glossop and everyone just goes without you, don't they?
Just fuck off, don't they? They don't give a shit.
I'm not going to do that on my ride out.
No.
Well, unfortunately, I got one of the lads from Cleethorpes was going to come down and ride with me from here to the meeting place. And he's broke his wrist now, so he can't ride his bike. So that's one triumph that won't be coming.
I've had a message from Weggy tonight saying that Chaz and his missus might be turning up.
It'd be nice.
And Johnny Cactus and his missus are coming up.
Oh yeah, I know. Ian and Jen are coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like them too.
Grey Viper's coming.
Yeah, he's coming up. I think he's coming up with Weggy.
Yeah. I say yourself and Weggy. I've had. Funny thing is, I've had a few people who are a lot closer say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it," and they're the people I thought would want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a few in a couple in Norwich.
Yeah, they're not far away at all.
No.
Not from King's Lynn.
That's it. I mean, there's a few that, like I say, I thought, and I've tried to get it out there, you know, the information out there, but I don't know. But like I say, with Richard's being the following day, I'm hoping to attend both. I think it's nice in one sense that the way I look at it, we're sort of covering north and south of the north and south of the east.
Yeah,
yeah.
The different ride outs as well, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I mean, mine is
that's quite short, isn't it?
That's it. Mine's more of a ride out to a meeting place, and then the actual ride together is only going to be 18 miles, and then it's going to be a hangout, spend time with your buddies, meet and greet, you know, do what you want to do while you're there, and then you know, disperse or ride back to the original meeting place and disperse from there. Whereas yours is meet up and a big ride out, isn't it? You know.
Well, I mean, you say that. I actually did the route again the other day with Kev, just to try it out, and
he loved it, didn't
he? He loved it, yeah. We had Lee 71, I think it is, who turned up as well and came around with us, and we set off from Seaways about 11, got to Scarborough just after 12, and just hung around there for an hour. So, yeah, a good hour and a half, something like that. So a good chance to have something to eat and chat and all that kind of stuff. Then we went down to Withensea. That's about an hour and a quarter, hour and a half ride.
Yeah.
Down some cracking roads, and then another hour or so there. And then the last bit is just a ride. Now the last bit the other day we kind of extended it. So rather than going back to Beverley, we went to Lincolnshire. And I showed him a couple of my favourite roads around just on the south bank of the Humber.
Oh, right, yeah.
East Toft and Crowell and all that kind of stuff, which are tremendous fun. But I suspect people will be fed up by then and won't want to do that bit. But Crowell East Toft is a bit like a racetrack. It's great fun. So if you're up for it.
I must admit, I mean, like you say, I don't know whether you've put the same on yours, Richard, but it might be an idea too if you haven't. I put a little message on mine just to remind people if they've got stickers and they want swapsies or whatever to bring them.
Yeah.
And don't be a stranger. You know, just because you know our faces doesn't mean to say we know your faces. So be more than prepared to sort of say, hey, I'm so and so. You know.
I'm actually out of stickers now.
Really?
I am out of stickers. I'm trying to work on a new design, but it turns out I can't draw, which makes it awkward. I've got an idea that I'm really pleased with. I just can't get it on paper. But Hebke Harley has printed us off some stickers for the ride out.
All
so
right.
Everybody who's going is going to get a sticker or two.
Oh, good.
So it should be a little thing.
Is that the same picture that you used for the ride out? Is that the sticker? Yeah. Looks nice.
He's done 3 versions of.
Yeah, first one without chips.
Yeah.
Because he had them.
No, he's done 3 versions of it. They've all got that in, but then they've got other bits in, like the map of the route and stuff like that in it. So he said, I've printed off 120, so there should be enough. So bloody hell, I hope there's enough. That's going to take some organising it. Yeah, I know we said an hour at Scarborough, but that's just the chip shop queue, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, it's like, I know for mine, I've got people coming sort of they've got a good hour's ride plus.
Yeah, I'll have it.
That's it. So you know, I mean, mine's sort of an hour, a good hour, you know. So it was one of them things where I thought, well, everybody's coming a fair distance just to the, you know, just to the actual meeting point. So if we just have a short ride out to there and have a meet and greet. But I noticed on the infamously calm ride out weren't so bad because we had a bit of time while we were still gathering to sort of introduce each other to each other and so on. But I've been on a few ride outs since where you've gone and you've not had time. People have gone, Steggy! And I'm like, you! You know, I have no idea. It's like, oh yeah, so you ride a Gixxer and you've got a black helmet. That broadens my horizons a bit, you know. But it does get awkward sometimes, so that's why I put that little reminder in there about getting people to just sort of say who you are. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I think some people are just a bit shy about coming forward, aren't they? I mean,
well, you are, aren't you? You're a very shy, retiring person.
I used to be. I'm getting better.
With the tablets.
I think when you organise something, I mean, I found when I'm doing those chip shot ride outs, I felt that it's important that I'm the one that goes around everyone and just hello and, you know, thanks for coming, I'm Wyvern Biker, or just call me Keith, and rather than waiting for people to sort of approach me, because you find some people don't feel confident enough to do it. So I found it better to do that way. And at least you've been seen to make an effort, really, and be the one that's kind of started it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I must admit though, Keith, it comes to something when my own wife turns around and says, "Oh, leave Keith alone. He's lovely."
Well, I am.
You know what I mean? It's like, hold on a minute.
What do you mean, hold on a minute?
Yeah, hold on a minute. Leave him alone. He's lovely. Whereas Richard's wife's just got the relaxed bitch face, I think she said. Is that what it said in the comment, Richard?
Sorry, relaxed bitch face, she calls it.
Yeah, I'm not angry with you. I suffer with natural relaxed bitch face syndrome.
That's something along those lines, isn't it?
Let me just go through a few. Wrong teeth. Through a few of the Q&A. That's it. Good old Captain Morgan. Right. Oh wait, right. So is there anybody camping at both? I've not had anybody say that they're camping. Have you, Richard?
No.
And we don't mean camping it up. Just, you know.
I'm done with camping this year. I thought that titchy tent did my head in.
I'll bet. Bloody hell. Then we've got, hey, thanks to Warner Brothers, I'm here. Okay. I'm assuming he's just after sponsorship or something.
No, he means me. He got wind that I was trying to organise a hangout, so I said to him, I failed miserably. He was on what's up, and I said, Skeggy's doing one. When? I said, now. It's on now. So that's why I wait to come in. So,
oh dear.
Welcome to him.
Are you? Is he not in the hangout bunch?
I don't think he is. No.
Oh, I'm gonna say if you want to, if you want to join 08, just say so. Okay, Wayne Ashmore, our chaps. Sorry. Hi chaps, how are you all? Myself, I'm fine and dandy.
That's very posh for him. Doesn't talk like that normally.
Hey, sorry.
No, not you, Wayne.
No. He's a highwayman, he can talk.
He's a highwayman, yeah.
He'll just shoot you. Oh dear. Then we have, should click these first really, shouldn't I? I'm trying to do them in the order the best I can. Keep up with them, right. Ivan and his mighty steed. Ah, bugger. Wish I'd seen this hangout earlier. How are you guys doing? We're doing fine, mate.
Fine, mate.
Like I say, anybody who wants to join, hit me up on Skype, Skeggy Cruiser, and I'll weigh it up whether I want you or not. Oh, Bex says hello all and a smiley face.
Hello, Bex.
Bex is open to go. She's double checking that she's not working. The weather's going to be fine, Bex. You'll be fine.
Yes, it is actually.
It is 27 degrees. Beat that, Richard.
What? The rain's not going to be horizontal, apparently.
They're in Spain. Yeah. I must admit the weather forecast is looking pretty good. So I have been warned, though, nobody's allowed to wash the bike before the weekend.
Well, that's not a problem for me because I'd never bother.
I was going to say, because you wouldn't know which one to wash.
I'd just sell it.
Yeah. Oh, it's dirty. To the shop you go, sir. Whereas Keith just sends his off to be ATF once a year.
Oh, yeah. I have a man do it for me.
Oh, I'm being told off by 08 Ride now for that, Keith.
No, he's not telling you off. I think he's sort of agreeing with you. Look, read it.
Leave him alone. Oh, it probably is, yeah, okay. Leave him alone, he's lovely.
Yeah, spend 10, 12 fucking days with him. Charming.
Just a minute. There we go. Right, I'm going to leave you two guys talking for a minute because it's tablet time for me. So talk. Be enjoyable.
Can you see that? I found that was scurrying across my bloody kitchen floor a minute ago. Great big bloody spider.
Isn't it lovely?
It is. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna kill it.
Oh, save it. Bring it for the missus. She loves them.
Does she?
Yeah. Really loves them.
It's a big one. It took some catching.
Keep on talking. I need my tablets.
Okie dokie. So Andy, you going to give me a big bear hug at the weekend then, mate?
Certainly am, mate. Yeah.
Be careful, my daughter might be into it. I don't want to be in,
I'll tell you what. If I had my ZZR on the road, I'd have brought Amy with me as well, but I can't get her ass on that fucking Harley.
Yeah. I'm still a bit 50-50, mate. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I've got a bit of an issue with my bike at the minute. It's got no lights, and I'm hoping to get it fixed, or at least not completely fixed. If I can get my side lights back, then I'm definitely coming.
Do you know what it is then?
I think, the guy that's looking at it, he hasn't got a clue. He can't find it. He's looked at all the connections. So he said if I bring it back to him on Monday, and this is before I realised the lights were knackered today, he was going to get an electrician to have a look at it on Monday for me because he couldn't see where the problem was. He says it could be a bad earth. But he put it all back together, but in doing so, he's obviously done something else to it because when I turned it on, all the hazards and the main beam were all flashing at the same time. And then when you put the indicators on, the left's going with the right and the right's going with the left. It's all, and I thought, you know what, I can't drive that home. You'll have to leave it here. And I got the bus tonight. I was mortified. I don't go on the bus at all. So I had to sit with all the peasants on the bus with my helmet and my boots.
I'll tell you what, your other one, you say you get a sticky on your drum.
Yeah.
That's nothing to worry about. I would just have a look at that. I'd just spray a load of bloody WD-40.
Well, yeah, I need to whip the wheel off. A guy at work's going to give me a bigger wrench because I haven't got quite a big enough wrench for it. So once I've got that off him, I'll whip the back wheel off and have a look at it. He said it's probably the spring that's got stuck. Just like you just said, put a bit of WD-40 on it and it should be fine. So
yeah.
It's only gone because I've been away on holiday and because I've not been using it. I think it's just seized for the week. So, but yeah, I tried it again tonight and it wasn't having it. I was pressing the pedal down and it was just locking the wheel. The wheel wasn't even turning at all. So it's clearly not right. So I wasn't risking it. Now, Kev. What's going on, people?
Oh, we'll let him in.
You said it on your last video.
I say it on every video.
Yeah, but I thought at one time you said you never say that.
No, every single video I say what's going on, people, but I don't go what's going on, people. I did that a couple of times.
I was going to say, I think there was one video we did it on, and then another video and another video to say I do not going what's going on, people. The rest of the time it just that's it.
I thought you meant literally. I thought you meant literally saying that. I thought I swear to God, I'm sure he says it every time.
Maybe it's just question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, guys, I've just got to hit the Q&A for a second.
Okay.
I don't suppose any of you guys have kept an eye on what order they're in.
No.
Okay, we'll start.
The top one was third, then the fourth was third, second was 12th and 9.
Right. I don't manage to get 1/12. Are you starting from the beginning of the questions, aren't you?
Yep.
Right, well, I'm choosing Bex. Right, oh, you see, not sure how I feel about 27 degrees. I don't do well in that kind of heat. Gonna have to remember sun cream for sure. I'm pretty sure, Bex, you won't be short of volunteers for rubbing it all over you if you need to.
I think that's true.
Although, my wife's coming, so it won't be me. Okay, we'll go down on the list. Greetings from South Pacific.
Is he Yorkshire?
No, I don't think he is. A wine sidecar. And don't worry, she's not working, so she is. That's marvellous. That didn't make sense, did it? Don't worry, she's not working, so she is. Wine sidecar, aloha. And again, no lights is an issue. Okay, what have you been talking about?
I just mentioned to Andy that I've got. It's a bit touch and go for the weekend because of my lights. I'm hoping to get it fixed.
You fucked something up, didn't you?
No, not me. The garage fucked it up. I didn't.
Oh well, concrete roofs.
I knew I should have taken it on a Monday rather than risk before the weekend. You know.
Look, I've still not got my new tyres on the bike yet. They haven't turned up.
Oh, God.
So I may be having to do the ride out on questionable tyres. Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Me and Emma on the 125. Oh, we don't need the old plates. Yeah, top speed of about 60 mile an hour when I'm lent on the tank behind the screen. two of us up. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. What we got? Moving on, we have got. Right then, I'm off to drag myself to bed. What? 20 past 10. With the man flu. Hope you guys do this again. Ride safe. We do, mate. We do. Check out mine, my UK1, Mr. B, Why the Mike, any of us lot.
Wiggy.
Somebody, that's it, Weggy's ZZR. Somebody, no, it's ZX12, sorry. Somebody will be doing an hangout on a Thursday night, 9 o'clock-ish. Takes a while to get sorted. Normally. And then, Weggy himself. Okay, Viper says evening all, as I do. He just texts me and says he's really looking forward to Saturday. Asking also if Andy is running with us. I don't know, you can have to answer that question, Andy.
Andy can't run.
Oh, that's a good point. No, you've got video evidence of him running.
Yeah, no, I was running behind, pushing that bloody bike.
He was running, run better than you then, didn't he? Yeah, he will sort of meet point out tomorrow with Mr. and Mrs. Cactus. Nice one on getting the hangout sorted. Whee!
I've got a slight problem with Saturday, which I mean I'm going to be there, of course, but my wife has hurt her leg, and poor old gal can't walk, and I'm doing everything, every freaking thing around this place, and I will be leaving at the last minute, if you know what I mean. So I can't really say I can meet up with people and stuff like that at the moment. So that's the trouble I've had. I've had nearly a month of it now, of poor old girl. So,
I reckon she's playing on it.
Yeah, I reckon you should really stop giving her dead legs, Andy.
Yeah. I should do really, but yeah, that's been a bit.
Can you not be so physical with when you take it on? You know?
I think that's why I was asleep earlier, because I'm fucking knackered.
I mean, this is it. She's not a sheep, you know. You've not got the same cushioning. You've got to take it. You've got to take it.
Oh, she's only 32 stone, so you know she's all right.
32 stone.
Oh God, I bet that gives her a good slap, doesn't it? Hey. Ride them rolls, baby.
I will text him back and say I'll probably meet him up there. You know, I think that's best because, like I say, at one point I didn't think I was coming because of but she's insisting that I've got to go. So
just admit it, Andy. You're a lone rider. You just like to ride on your own.
No, I don't actually. I don't bother me, but,
you don't like people to rely on you.
Yeah, I can't tie myself into that one.
No.
Not
are you coming on the Harley?
I'm gonna have to. That's the only bike I've got.
Make sure that bloody battery's all right.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it. That was I had to. I took it out and got some bloody. I don't know what you call it. The stuff I stick bolts in.
Arrowdite?
No, I can't remember what it was now. Wallpaper, paste, and put some of that in and screwed it down. Now I Loctited it in, and I've been riding it now since I've done it a couple of days out of Parsons Grove, and I've had no problems with it whatsoever.
Oh, good.
So it should be all right. And I've rid it quite a bit.
Yeah, because you're falling in love with it again, haven't you, Andy?
Well, that's the only bike I've got.
Yeah.
At the moment.
At the moment, and I want to see Johnny Cactus up there because I've got my old CX500C, and that's a lovely bike. But
it is. How much do you want for it?
700 quid.
Maybe you might have just sold it.
It just been sitting in my garage for years.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about doing a bit of a project on it, and I want to sort of put straight bars on it because it's got them apey hangy things. Straight bars on it. I want to put slash pipes on it as well, and a single seat. And you
want a Brat, don't you? You want a Brat style bike.
A little bit, yeah.
Actually, it might suit that with that style of engine on the CX.
Yeah, with the two pots coming outside.
Yeah.
I'll do. But I'm going to show him and see what he thinks that can be done. If he says that can be done, I'll have a go at it over the winter.
Anyway, being as Kev missed out on this little conversation earlier, Kev.
Yeah.
One bike or two?
7.
That's probably the best answer, yeah.
As many little fit in the garage.
And 7 fits. 2 rows of 3 and 1 sideways on.
That's it, mate. That's it. Well, depends what you want, really. I mean, I've had 2 in the past, and I've got 1 now. I'd like a second, but with buying a house and stuff like that, it's not really conducive to finances, or should I say, it's not really conducive to me staying in a healthy relationship. So, so I'm sticking with it. But I would ideally like to have like a Tiger as like more of a long distance bike, like when I went up to Richards last weekend, and then I'd like one that's a bit more of a hoom bike.
Yeah.
For like weekend blasts and stuff like that. So I would say 2. But realistically, as many as you can either afford or just can fit in the garage.
Yeah,
I think most bikers think the same.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, the most I've ever had is 7, and but I mean, a lot of them were like project bikes or for sale. Once you've got one prepped for sale, you don't want to ride it and get it dirty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Potential customer coming round to see it this afternoon, I mean, and when I was doing that, there was all British classics, so there was sort of, I don't know, take it outside, it'll rust. Although they are self-lubricating them things, so they like to cock the leg and leave the mark just to say I've been here. That was me. Well, that's what they do. They don't leak oil. It's a myth. Old British bikes do not leak oil. They leave their mark. That's all they're doing. They're just leaving the mark to say, I was here. Just
marking the territory.
That's it. Class it as a little bit of graffiti. I was here. That's it.
Well, technically, things only leak if they're supposed to keep the oil inside. Otherwise, it's a feature, isn't it?
That's right. And let's face it, they're supposed to circulate it anyway, aren't they? It just didn't say sort of stipulate that it all had to stay inside.
Talking of numbers of bikes and how many you've got, etc. Did any of you see the video by Royal Jordanian that he's had his Nuda nicked?
I've not watched it yet, but I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying in the video, he's saying that he was going around to a friend's house. He was only in the house, broad daylight, middle of the afternoon. He only in the house for 10 minutes, came back out, and the bike was gone. So he said he's had the police involved and stuff, and he's tried finding it, and he's not going to. Let's be honest, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to, are you?
No. Not in London.
So he's already been out and bought another bike.
I see.
Nice when you can afford
money to burn.
Yeah. I must admit, it's like in that situation, with that bike, they didn't start it up outside and ride it away.
No, that was just got lifted and put on the back of a van there.
Yeah. Sort of I'm going to say, I would imagine a little bit of a sort of riding bike. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. Not good though.
The thing is, it's a kind of a unique bike. I mean, not many people got one of those, so whoever's nicked it's going to be, you won't be riding it around conspicuously, will you? Because it's quite an obvious bike, unless it's been nicked to order and they're going to take it apart and flog the bits,
It's not good, I must admit. Can I just split it up a minute? Just say Wayne Ashmore said good night all. We've got to be up for 5 in the morning. Might see us on Saturday. Marvellous.
Oh, matey.
Good boy.
Wayne. But yeah, he was saying in the video, he kind of like he had some footage and he was just talking over the footage, but he was saying that he's obviously, like Keith was saying, it's a rare bike, so it's not like someone can nick it for parts really, because there's not many of them on the road. Plus, it's such a unique bike, so anyone would see it a mile off. Plus, RJ being RJ, a lot of people spot his bike anyway, really.
Yeah. Makes you wonder,
especially around London. But
makes you wonder if the people that nicked it know what they've nicked.
Knew what they've nicked, yeah. But what he was saying that is the bike's got an immobiliser, as most modern bikes have now, and you need to, if you want to actually use it, you need to replace the whole instrument panel apparently. And once you replace the instrument panel and the barrels and stuff like that, you then have to get it programmed by Husqvarna. And to get it programmed by Husqvarna, you need to have your logbook and everything like that with you. So it looks like they can't use it anyway. So the only thing they can really do is break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Probably even sell it abroad.
Yeah.
Daft as it seems.
Well, they reckon that most of them get nicked. They're out of the country within an hour, or in a crate, ready to go out of the country within an hour, aren't they?
So sad, really, isn't it?
It's disgusting. You just can't have fuck all, can you? You just can't have anything.
No. I mean, it's not. It's such a nice guy as well, isn't he? He's, it's just heartbreaking, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think in London, most of the thefts are done by van anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's about 30 seconds. I think not even that, 20 seconds, and it's in the back of the van and gone.
Yeah. That's the thing with a bike, isn't it? A couple of you can just pick it up.
Yeah.
So if you did happen to take this Nuda, we know who you are and where you live, and we're coming for you. Concrete boots in line. Moving on, we've got a hello Motovlogger Madness from Johnny Van Spaindonk. I probably spelled that totally wrong. I've pronounced that totally wrong, I should say. Spaindonk. Okay. Any other pronunciation available on that?
I can't actually see it.
No, nor can I.
Oh, right. All good.
Me either.
No.
So once I've selected a question, it disappears, does it?
Yeah, I can still see Wayne's highlighted. That's what I can see. One from Wayne that you've highlighted, and one from 08 Ride.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne's disappeared off my screen ages ago. It's not good, Google. You're not doing well enough. Come on, finger out your arse. Get a move on. Okay, what we got here? Oh wait, right. Skeggy's Facebook event page. Sorry, this content isn't available at the moment. Now, the reason that's probably like that is, I would imagine, is either you haven't added me on as a friend on Facebook, and therefore it won't let you see it, and no idea why. Or I say this because one of the other guys I invited, he couldn't see it until I made a friend. On Facebook, and once we became friends on Facebook, he could see it. How strange. Yep, no idea why. So if you want to go, or anybody wants any information on that or any other, make friends with the person who's organising the ride out. Who's farting?
There's my phone. I'll be back.
Is it? I thought you were blowing down a bottle. Yeah. No, I think in the case of RJ on a bike like that, anybody who knows, mind you saying that, ordinary bikers, they're just not going to know that, but it's not a biker that's took another guy's bike, is it?
No.
9 times out of 10 it's not a biker, it's just some tealy fucking jippo. It's just somebody after a quick book that don't give a shit whose bike it is or what the consequences are at the time.
That's it. That's a sad
I'm
thing.
fucking argueless if somebody sits on my bike. No, mine takes it, you know.
Yeah.
Trouble is with London, that is the bike nickers capital of the world, isn't it? More bikes are nicked in London than anywhere else in Britain, I think.
Not good. It's not good at all.
There's a trade out there for the parts, and there's a trade out there to ship them abroad.
Yeah.
Well, I know they say that normally a lot of things are stolen to order, aren't they?
Mm.
But I mean, you're not going to get a Nuda stolen to order, are you? I doubt that.
Can't see it.
I can't see that myself. I mean, mates down the road here had his CBR took, and like I said, it's an old one. It'll be in bits.
Yeah.
That's not going to be ridden round a field. It's going to be, it's not that sort of bike. So therefore, it's literally going to be stripped down for bits. It's not, I mean, it's what year is it? 97, I think, 96, 97.
Mm.
So it's literally the only option for it is to be stripped down as bits. What else are you going to do with a bike of that age? Unless, I mean, I've known people in the past where they've sort of, I mean, I used to frequent a biker's scrapyard in Mansfield when I lived there, and used to walk in there, and when you walked in, they used to look at you, and if they didn't know you very well, they'd slam this like door shut, as though say, "Not allowed to see in there. Don't see what's behind that door." And you never asked, but whatever it was more than likely something that was a bit hot. You just don't, it's like, don't ask questions, don't you? If you sort of went, "Oh, what's in there?" you'd have been out the door. And it's that unfortunately, them sort of places, they exist everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you a quick story. This is true. She's a friend of the family. Her husband, as a treat, they're quite well off, and he bought her a very nice BMW. And this is about 2 years ago now. And she drove home just down the road from here, and she parked the BMW on the drive. Went in. She had a knock on the door. She noticed the guy was standing there, so she sort of opened the door. He pushed it in, smacked her in the face, knocked her right out. Took her keys, driven with the car. Has never been seen since.
No.
And the police just said, "Well, sorry to tell you, it's probably in a container now, and it's off to Europe or somewhere else. That's actually being stolen to order. Yeah, somebody wanted that car abroad. That's gone. Just do your insurance."
It's ridiculous. I've just got that dog out before he pees on the floor.
It's just it's everywhere now. You see, obviously on like Facebook and things like that. I'm on a few bike groups and things, and it seems that there's a good 4 or 5 posts a week I see of people taking photos of the bike stolen. Here's my reg plates. See if you can find it. It's all the time. It's ridiculous.
We had a spate in Ipswich only about a couple of months ago where there's more bikes being nicked than normal, and they reckon that was just a gang of people who move around the country. And a stop now at the moment, but for a little while your bike weren't saved. The police were saying, whatever you do, make sure your bike is locked up and chained up if you got to town or outside to drive, But luckily they've probably moved on to another part of the country now.
It's bad though, isn't it? I mean, the amount of times I think I pop up town or something like that, and just think, just steering lock on.
Mm.
I'm not going to be in here 5 minutes. Just put steering lock on. Mind you, at least my bike's not the sort of bike they're just going to push down the road.
No.
but I mean, it is one of them things where we all do it.
Mm.
We all just think,
steering lock. Yeah.
It's going to be a pain. And let's face it, we all know that the majority of dislocks they're there for the petty thief. They're there for the chavs that just want to. Mind you, they're getting smarter, aren't they? If you look at some of these videos on YouTube where they've had one chained up to a lamppost or something like that, and you know, in no time whatsoever, they've sort of got it free and they're off.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. I mean, I think what annoys me, it annoys me as much as the car insurance side of things. You know, I mean, there's us with bikes, and you're paying because somebody else has had the bike nicked, so your premiums go up. You know, and then on the car side of things, my car renewals come through, and apparently, because I live in an accident black spot, which is, it never was, but they've now got traffic lights there, and people go, oh, the lights have changed to red, I'll stop. So the cars behind them don't see them in time, so they run into the back of them right outside my ass. So as a result, my insurance has gone up because all these fucking idiot holiday makers are running into the back of each other. And I'm like, hold on a minute, I've never had an accident there.
Just leave it off.
Why, you know, why should my insurance go up?
No.
Just because of that?
Ridiculous.
Yes, it just leave it.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, there's that much. It's just rife, isn't it? There's that much of it. You know, it's not only that. You know, people just not being insured in general, and
that's the insurance bit that get me. So I didn't realise how many people are out there in cars who are not even insured. And you think about it, if they smash you up, a lot of the policies that we've got don't cover you for uninsured drivers. Scandalous, really.
Yeah, people who live in the countryside who never go into towns or cities. People in the cities or small towns that never go out of town. You know, the ones that just go shopping once a week. There's all sorts like that. And we've now got in Skeg, we've now got one of these number plate, you know, the AMPR things, which is okay. But it's unless you're going up and down the seafront, it's not going to read it.
No.
So anybody who's local and knows about it, who's not got insurance, they're just going to avoid it.
A lot of the police cars have got them in there, haven't they? Because they can do like a car a second or something, can't they, as they're going past? But
yeah, but I mean, here we've got probably half a dozen police cars that spread themselves out throughout what. God knows how many villages and you know, throughout Lincolnshire, all close together. They're ridiculously spread out, you know.
Yeah.
And then on a Saturday night, they all come to Skeg. And that's the ridiculous thing about it. It's like, oh, so you're prepared to deal with all the drunkenness and everything like that, but the rest of the time it don't matter. As we all know, it's a load of crap. We all say the same thing, you know. When you want them, they're not there. When you don't want them, they're there.
Well, that's like in Ipswich, our police station that we had in the very middle of town. It's been there since the 70s. It's just been pulled down. It's a big old building, and the police now in Ipswich, which is, you know, a sizable town, have now been moved out to a place called Martlesham, which is 5 miles outside town.
Really?
So 5 miles outside of Ipswich, we've got a police station, and the police station in the town has been pulled down. Why? I don't know. I don't know if they think they're trying to save money. But it's ridiculous. So anything you want to do with the police, you have to go 5 miles out of Ipswich. If you get arrested and they release you, you've got 5 miles to get back to Ipswich, and they won't take you. So
that's what I must admit, it pisses me off. That does. You know, it's like if anything like that, you get taken somewhere and they won't run you home.
No.
I mean, okay, I've not been arrested, but when it comes down to it, it's like. You've got to make your own way home. Well, you brought me here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Although I must admit, with the majority of the people that they arrest, fuck them. Walk home, you chav. You know what I mean? It's like, it works both ways, don't it?
Well, Ipswich has got a police station in Ipswich, but it's no bigger than my kitchen.
Yeah.
At the size of Ipswich, it's no bigger than my kitchen. It's a little tiny shop that they've took over, and they have like one duty bloke on there doing the day. Nobody at night. And this other one is...
We all know you live in IKEA, so that don't quite count.
5 miles out of town now.
Very strange. Chaos Theory is left us a little message saying, "Evening, ladies," with a smiley face.
Evening.
Chaos Theory, if you remember, we met on the infamously calm ride. He's eating his cereals, isn't he? I thought you did that just on Mr. B's hangout.
No, I have cereal every night, Speed. I get peckish this time of night.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Chaos Theory ended up wandering around the infamously calm when we went to the cafe. I forgot what it's called. Help!
Squires.
Oh, Squires.
Squires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how you forget what you're talking about in your vlogs.
Where am I?
Yeah.
When we went to Squires, we sort of ended up just walking around, and we made our way to the shop there at the back. And we were wandering down the shop. We ended up both buying one of these cruise control things that you slip on your handlebar, slip on you. And I must admit, I think it's great. As far as I'm concerned, for my type of bike, it's brilliant. He bought one because he got a long journey home. So I don't know how he went on the way home, but God, I was so pleased I'd got mine on the journey home, just to sit there resting your palm of your hand on it instead of having to sort of hold the throttle open all the time.
Yeah,
it's just
I found my bike's got cruise control, and not the little I know the little lever things you're talking about, but I've got actual cruise control on mine. And when I was going to and from Richards up and down the motorway, it did come in really useful, to be fair. I just kind of stuck it on and forgot about it.
They are good so long as you don't zone out. You still got to make sure you stay alert, haven't you?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's just funny. He says, "I remember meeting you all. I still have a nervous twitch." Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. Didn't he come up from like Essex or something, if I remember rightly? I was down to for a bit.
I think it was further down than that, actually. It was a fair old way. Yeah. The cramp buster was a godsend for that ride home. That's what it's put. And I must admit, even for me, it was. Once I got going, and you've not got, you're just in top gear all the time. Just to be able to sort of, I don't know, just rest your palm of your hand on it and just spread your fingers out, sort of thing. It's like, oh, it's nice, Although I did find out on mine that apparently all I have to do is move it further to the end of the bar, and it just holds the revs wherever you want, which wasn't necessarily a good thing. Yeah, I found it out by accident as I sort of resting palm of my hand on it, and I sort of approaching traffic, so I let go of the throttle, expecting it to throttle off, and sort of went like this with my hand to sort of free it up a bit, and then the bike carried on accelerating. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? It's like, hold on a minute. Yeah, so that wasn't quite so good. And the strange thing is, the screen I've got on the bike at the moment, because it presses against the cables, it just pushes a bit of pressure on the cables enough so that it's not quite freed off. So I'm currently, if I've got the screen on, I'm having to manually decelerate the bike. You know what I mean? Which is not nice. It's not nice at all. Although it's like, it does make for a perfect stunt bike scenario, but I've not quite got the right bike for a stunt bike. I suppose it'd be alright if I wanted to stand up on the seat or something, maybe. But, I mean, it's wide enough, is what I'm saying.
I've got one on the Harley, cruise control, and tell you the truth, I've never even looked at it, so I might have to have a look at that another day if you reckon it's on the, I don't know what it is, it's like some sort of screw thing underneath it.
Well, see, mine's just like a button, and when I went up to Richards, that's the first time I've ever used it. I've like switched it off and on, playing around with it, but I'd like actually used it properly. That was the first time, and mine's just got a little button underneath to turn it off and on, and then 2 buttons to set the speed.
Yeah, I mean normally if you accelerate or brake, it normally knocks it off. On the sort that Andy's on about, I think you have to you can hold the accelerator and you can twist it, sort of.
It's like some sort of twisty thing underneath the.
Yeah, I mean all it does is
like holds the throttle open for you. Yeah. Oh right, okay.
trying to explain the shape. It wraps around the actual thing, that it's got a piece coming up, and that rests on the lever, on the brake lever. So if you pull the brake lever in, it knocks it off, and on the other hand, if you decelerate by hand, it leans on it and knocks it off.
Oh, right, so it can be quickly disengaged. It's not like a screw. Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that tomorrow, Skiggy. I'll get the handle, because I wouldn't dare use it if I thought I'd be fucking flat out or something, you know. You couldn't take it off.
Make you go grey.
Yeah, it would.
Yes, that's how I got my saying. You know, on a lot of my videos, you'll hear me go, yeehaw! That's all it is. Time and experience of learning how things work. What's this do?
Then again, if it's just, I'm just thinking aloud, but if it's just holding the throttle open for you, won't that continue to accelerate the bike rather than maintain a speed?
No, because normally you're in top gear when you apply it at a certain RPM. So theoretically, it won't hold a constant. You know, if you go uphill or downhill, it won't hold a constant speed that way.
Yeah.
But it holds a constant RPM as opposed to a constant speed.
Right, I see.
Chaos Series just put it was Chelmsford, that's it.
I thought it was Essex.
Well done, Kev.
See, I do listen.
Somebody with a memory.
Contrary to what my missus says, I do listen.
Yeah, to fellas. I must admit, when it comes to if it's something I've applied, like on that particular cruise control or whatever we called it, cramp buster, it's nice because it works well. On something that you have to like the moment the screen's pressing on the wires, and I'm having to decelerate. If I've got the screen on, I've got to decelerate myself. And I tell you what, it totally fucks your riding style up altogether. You're going to change gear, and all of a sudden you're like, clunk. You're like, what? You just realise it. Normally you've got that attitude of sort of going through a certain procedure as you're changing up and down your bike. And I've just noticed that with that on, with it catching the wires as it is, if I go to change up, it'll go, ah! You know, and you think, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And change down gears and you'll get a clunk because it's revving too high and you just don't realise. So it's quite annoying and needs to be sorted. And I can't work out if it's dry cables. Well, they won't be dry because they're serviced. But whether they've dried out a little bit, because when I first put the screen on, everything was fine. And I can't see that I had the wires in it, you know, the brake lines in a different, the accelerator cable in a different position than it did before, because it's got it's got the return as well. So I can't see that I had them in a different place than I had them before. and everything when I first had the bike with the screen on for the test ride was fine. So I really can't work that out, but it needs to be looked into because it's not exactly safe. It's fine because I know about it, but if somebody went, oh, have a go on your bike? Yeah, sure. Whoops. As it rides off down the road on its own. So
what do you think, then, Skeggy, about braided hoses then? Do you think they're a thing to be worth looking into, or?
As a if you ever need to replace an hose any time, then I would advise braided hoses.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't advise changing them just for the sake of changing them. You know, it can't. Okay, I mean, I'm a tight arse compared to most. When it comes down to it, you've got a certain amount of money to spend out on your bike.
Yeah, they're quite expensive, aren't they?
You keep spending money on your bike, eventually you go to that point where you're never going to get that money back. A braided hose is not something you're going to take off the bike.
No.
You know, it's got to be sold with the bike. So as a replacement part, absolutely fine and better than the original. But as a replacement, just for the sake of it, personally, I wouldn't bother. You won't benefit from it.
No. I know they always say
My
that
opinion.
all. They say they make your brakes a little bit more responsive, don't they? So they reckon because the pipe can't expand, can it? It can only
under a racetrack situation, I could understand that, but on standard road use, then I wouldn't think you'd see that much of a difference, you know. Waggy!
Young Waggy! Young Waggy!
Evening all.
Hello,
mate.
Treated nicely.
I've been watching. I'm sort of trying to get on with my job, but we've taken a half-hour break, so bollocks. Well, I was just listening to what you were talking about the cruise control on the bikes. You say you've got the cruise control on yours, then, Skeggy?
Well, no, it's a cramp buster, but what it is, it's just a bit of plastic that you slip over your accelerator, and you rest your palm of your hand on it.
Oh yeah.
But on mine, I've noticed, because mine's got like a blank on the end of it, like a chrome blank. If I move it further down, then it grips that and it grips the throttle. So I can literally use it as a cruise control and set it where the hell I want it.
Yeah. I just said, because Kev was saying, I've heard somebody else say with the Tigers, and have they got an electronic cruise control on them, like you would on a car?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. I heard you saying they sometimes they're limited to the revs. I think with a car, they generally put their car to a cruise control limit. If you set it by speed, say for instance, I used to do with my old Vectra, you set it for 50, 60, 70 mile an hour, that would stick to that speed, regardless of whether you're going uphill or downhill.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just obviously power up a little bit more just to maintain that speed within sort of mile or 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's what it does on mine. Yeah, it literally just maintains. It goes up and down, 1 or 2 mile an hour, but it does maintain the speed. Yeah, no matter.
Do you have a resume on it? Is it just a cruise control on, cruise control off, or do you have like a?
No, it's got a button at the bottom to actually turn cruise control off and on, and then it's got 2 buttons above it which are dual purpose. One of them's to set the cruise control.
Yeah.
And then one of them's to resume the cruise control.
Uh-huh.
And then the 2 buttons are also speed up and speed down as well whilst it's engaged.
That's fun to play with. I do it on the car. You say you've been bombing down the motorway at 70. You've had your cruise control on, and then you come from a 30 to a 60 zone or something like that, and instead of accelerating, just press resume. honestly, I mean, okay, I get away with it a little bit more because my car's a 3.5 V6 automatic. Because it's an automatic, I ain't got to worry about changing the gears.
Yeah.
But of course, on you, you're going to be doing scootling along 30 mile an hour, hit resume, and I tell you what, you'll be surprised. And it all comes down to the brain. Some of them, like my old Range Rover P38, used to fucking right, oh, you want to be at that speed, do you? And it just hit the accelerator, and you'd be at that speed in no time. Whereas what I've got now is totally different. It'll nice and gradually get you there. You know what I mean? It's like no worry, but it just makes you wonder between. That's why I wondered if they'd put it on a bike, because let's face it, 99.9% of bikes being manual, to actually have a resume button on it could quite easily put you in the red line pretty quick.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've never pressed it. I've never used. Well, I've pressed it to go up and down the speed, but I've never actually pressed resume.
Yeah. I also wondered if on a bike, if it only works in top gear.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It works in 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in the first 3.
Oh, it's like that with a car. I mean, I think in cars you can set a cruise control. You've got to be over a certain speed with a car, but it can be in any gear as long as it's over a certain speed, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, on mine it's at the moment it was 30 mile an hour on the Range Rover. On the Kia it's 25. But like I say, the difference is unbelievable.
Yeah, trouble is with the cruise controls nowadays. Is what you put them on, and then sort of 3 or 4 minutes later, you got to knock the bloody things off again.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going back to the meet for Saturday. I spoke to Jeff Viper obviously we're making plans with. We're speaking to Johnny tomorrow and Jeff. We're going to make a plan just to meet because we're all sort of fairly local. But obviously, I'd spoken to Andy via text during the week, and he did say that there's a possibility that he might be leaving late, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
So that's all good. And also, I did speak to Jazz and said he said he might be coming down earlier in the week, but just briefly spoke to Tim. I don't think they're going to be coming, so
yeah.
Jazz is still fairly busy. He's been doing some work on the house and this, that, and the other. And I think Tiff was saying that she's not feeling confident at the moment doing long distance on a bike for some reason.
No, she had a confidence knocked a little bit, I think, with the monkey meet.
Yeah.
And that's it. They came back up last year for the Parsons Road meet, stayed at ours. And I didn't have a go at her, but I did whine at her. And it was mostly because I was trying to get up to the speed limit, which at the time was 50 mile an hour, and I was leaving her behind all the time. And I'm like, "Come on, you've got to keep up. We've got to be there for a certain time. We don't want to get there just as it's closing." And she had a go at me, saying, "Sort of, look, I'm not prepared to lose my license just for you. I'm not doing 70 mile an hour just for you." And I'm like, "You haven't gone above 45, yes." I'm doing 75 at the moment according to my speedo. I went, "Well, there's something fucking wrong with your speedo." She says, "Well, yeah, Chaz hasn't fixed it yet." So Chaz, I hope you're watching, and I hope you fix that speedo, because it turned out it was the speedo that was set wrong. And I don't know whether it was in kilometres or what, but basically she thought she was doing 70 odd mile an hour, and I'm thinking, come on, for fuck's sake, pull your finger out your arse, So, yeah. But I mean, I tell you what, I hope they do get a chance to come, because they're a lovely couple.
Yeah. Well, it's only because of yourself, Skeet. I've got myself on the Facebook, as you know. We were talking about this the other week, and I must admit, that's it's a lot different to what I was on a few years back, and I must admit, it's a steam train of a ride. Facebook, it just don't stop good.
Yeah, all that shit you get posted on your little timeline.
You lads know that enough of that shit. Come on there, really. But I was listening to Kev, and I must admit, I looking at RJ's video on that, you feel a heartbreak with a guy, losing that bike. Yeah. He was right saying, because the Huskies setup, there's nothing they could do. And he said, the most disgusting thing about it is the fact that some fuck decided to take it in the first place. Yeah. And the fact that they can't do anything with it. If it's broken down, they might make 300 or 400 quid out of it. Yeah. So, it's a bit sickening, really. But yeah, as Andy was saying, it can happen to any of us. It's just a case of it don't matter how secure you think your bike is. If somebody really wants it, they'll take it.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. It is. Well,
yeah. Anyways, looking forward to Saturday, mate. I mean, I'm probably going to be dead tired, mate. So I'm going to be coming off a night shift, going home, sitting half an hour and doing some bike checks, and then we'll be making waves, mate.
Yeah, I forgot you was on nights, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be finishing about 6 o'clock in the morning and making tracks. Probably about 8 o'clock. I've got to meet Jeff and that, and when are we going to meet Ian and Jen? Sort of halfway, I don't know yet, but.
So you'll be falling asleep on Old Beach Seafront then? I mean, on Stanton Seafront, you'll be.
Yeah, probably. No, it's all right. The funny thing is, when you come off a night shift, my missus is always saying about having some sleep and that. And I must admit, as I'm getting older now, I might have an hour or two's kip. But generally speaking, on a Saturday, I'll stay awake. I'll get myself up to Oil Motorcycles for an hour or two. And just generally start awake, and then come about 7 o'clock at night. That's it. If you sit down, she says, "Should we watch a film?" Yeah. And I'll sit down. Intro.
AJ. I think the thing is, it's one of them things that they say as you get older, you don't need as much sleep. Well, no, because you generally fell asleep in the afternoon. Doing nights and that, you haven't got a sleep pattern. You could be having, like Keith, you be having cornflakes at 10 o'clock at night and eating a chicken curry at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a stupid thing about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us off here, lads. It's
Okay.
what time we've got? 3 minutes past 11. So I'd just like to say thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. If you want to join us again anytime, we always have a hangout, or we always try to have an hangout on a Thursday night, and just search, you'll find it.
Yeah, I'll say my hangout's all set up for next Thursday. You've probably all seen it anyway. I've invited everybody.
Marvellous job.
Marvellous stuff.
So I'm not going to go through all the rigmarole that we normally do go through. I'm just going to say good night, peeps. Thanks for watching.
See you
Good
all
night,
later.
everybody. Cheers. Bye.